Screen. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear? I'm going to put my earphones in and see if I can hear myself through the earphones. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, hello. Oh, again. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's horrible. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. We press that. We don't want to press that. We want to press this. Thank you very much for listening to Lewis Schaffer. This is show 72. I don't know why I have my earphones in. It's not working. But can you hear me, people who are here? Streaky Bacon and MC Scott, you Andy. You're the first people in. Can you hear me? Maybe you'll be the only people. Maybe you'll be the only people in. I think I look good this way. These are Sony. I don't know where these come from. I might take a picture of them and to see where did they go? There it is. To see if there's something of quality. I found them in the street. I found the shirt in the street as well. I found the jeans in the street. Is there an echo anymore? Is there an echo? Are we here for an echo? Lewis still has GB News production. Listen, it's very hard to get a TV thing off the ground. I thought they were really good. We didn't have that many problems when I was on the air. Joyce Boyd is here. Hello, Joyce Boyd. Someone new. Thank you very much. Is this the first time you've been here? Is this the first time you've commented? Is this the first time? First time with Lewis Schaffer. First time with Lewis Schaffer. Okay, so there we go. Andrew Rubin, you're my fave, Andy. You're Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. You are. Let's get this punctuation correct because that's how we're going to be judged. We're going to be judged based on punctuation. I'm going to take a picture of my earphones. Okay, and I'm going to see if they have any value. Let's see what they are. See what they're called. See what they're called. I'm going to put it down here and do it here so you can hear me. Psycho Boy, Joyce Boy, not Psycho Boy. Sorry about that. Is it the first time? Yes. Where are you from? Thank you for coming. Where are you from? And how do you know about Lewis Schaffer? How do you know about Lewis Schaffer? Big star, obviously a big star. Obviously a big star. Let's go. I now have it set on the loud click, which is not something I want to have it on. The first part of the show is always a bit, but we're a late starter. We're like a late starter. Let's see. Put it on lens. Do you guys ever do this? You put it on lens. Can you see that? You take a picture of it, and then it's a Sony MDR. Barris Software, Excellence, Sony MDR XD 200. I found this in the street as well. XD, it looks the same. XD. Let's see what this thing is. I can't tell whether this is what this one is. Maybe it'll say it on this. I don't see any labels on it. I mean, I don't know if you're going to find this very interesting, but it's interesting. It's interesting to me. Let me see what it says. 11.87. It's worth £11 and 87 pence, according to this. Let's see what this one's worth. We're going to see what this one's worth. Warmelian is here. Andy is here. Vatanai is here. I think I've used the wrong herb then. Okay. These are stereo headphones, wired adjustable headband. And how much are they selling for? £14? £15? I don't know how anybody would want to buy something like this, but maybe there's just lots of stuff that's out there. That's out there. Sounds okay, but I can't hear anything here. But I'm gonna keep it here. Joodles is here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Joodles. So Joyce Boy is in London. Is in London and from GB News. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. I hope you like this thing. It's a bit of me, but it's also a different side of me. We've done this is the set with this is we've done 214 or is it 216 days of this almost in a row. Just relentless. And I'm not sure why I'm doing it. Joyce. My kids, their mother is Scottish. She's from Fife, but she spent a lot of time in Edinburgh. In Edinburgh. And this is the 72nd night stream. So we've done 214, 216 days, at least one show, plus 72 additional shows, which makes 88 shows. That's so many shows. I mean, I wouldn't call this a show. I've been told to call it a show. Lucy, who comes in quite frequently, uh, calls it a show. She thinks a stream. I guess that sounds. And now I understand what she means by it. She thinks that sounds very dirty. Chris Murray is back. I'm glad you came back. I'm more glad you came back than I came back. Thank you, Chris Murray. Have you said hello to Joyce? Joyce is there, and there's Joe Warrior. Welcome back, Joe. Um, and Six Badges. He lives in France. We basically, when I started this thing 216 days ago, plus 3 days, plus three, 4. I think we took one day. I took one day off, and I took a 3 day gap over Christmas, possibly more. I'm not 100% sure. I thought I thought millions of people would listen to every show, or at least a million, because I'm Lewis Schaffer. As you know from watching me on GB News, I'm an internationally famous TV, stage, comedy club, film, comedy celebrity. Everybody wants to watch Lewis Schaffer. Okay, but and we're going to reach that right now. I think we've got 46 million followers, and that's why, Joyce, it'd be nice if you press the like button, and the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. It just means you'll be notified when we go on the air. If you want to join us another time after this, so and there's Six Badges calling us beautiful people. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. So, and then at the end of this show, we're going to ask people what is the top number of concurrent subscribers. What is the largest number of people who are watching and in this stream at any given time. Any given time. And we might hit a million watching it. What do you think? Will we hit a million? Okay. You spelled big wrong, says Joodles. Joodles um, is the beautiful grand dame, one of the beautiful dames of the stream, I would say. You say half jokingly, but I loved you on GB News many an evening and tuned in knowing you'd steal the show. Well, that's really great. That is great. I tried to be as funny as I could. I didn't think I would do a good job. But Andrew Doyle and Martin Gourlay, the two producers, they asked me to be on the show. And so I was on the show. And it was a really good feeling, you know. I mean, you have to try to steal the show. I'd say around 40 live. We'll rock it. Yeah, let's hope there's 40. The night show, we usually have a few less than normal. Not normal. Normal, I mean the 5 o'clock show. The 5 o'clock show. But yeah, I mean, all performers have to try to steal the show. And I think that's what we need to do in life is try to steal the show. I've been a bit depressed lately because of what happened at GB News. To see the show basically, be taken off the air. And I thought, whatever. I don't, um, I mean, I tried my best, and and then it got a bit difficult. And I don't blame GB News. I threw my TV out the window when Lewis left GB News. Thank you, Streaky Bacon. Thank you. And now you're being punished now by 216 days of this. That's 216 shows plus 72 shows. It's 288 shows. That's so many shows. That's so many shows. I think we've peaked at 22 now. Cellaire and Audex. Meet Joyce. Say hello to Joyce. Say hello to Joyce. Yeah, we might have peaked 22. 22. The fact is, what's good about this stream for me, I don't know what's good about it for you, is that we basically have repeat customers. Do we not? We got people watching this thing over and over and over again. And that's a very pleasant feeling. And eventually, when maybe when we go off the air, other people will miss me. Maybe I'll be picked up on a big TV thing, and you'll say, "Oh my God, that's Lewis Schaffer. I saw him 288 times in 2025, 2026." And you'll feel like you know me, which I think you do. Unfortunately, you do know me. I mean, I do say I'm joking all the time, but I'm not. You say it half jokingly, but I loved you. That's what you said, Chris Murray. I'm reading it again because it was so pleasant. I'm going to read it again. Do you mind if I read it again, what Chris Murray says? That's what I need from you guys, Andy and Rocket and Six Badges. But he's saying, I loved you on GB News. Many an evening I tuned in knowing you'd steal the show. It was a good time to do comedy. I'll tell you why. Because there were so many lies about you. All you had to do was tell the truth, and people would laugh at you. I remember when I said that COVID wasn't a thing, and it's like, oh my God, and people were laughing, and then they realized, holy, I think he meant it, and I did mean it, or that climate change is a scam. People go, oh my God, how did he doesn't really believe that, and he does. Or when I say that water is dehydrating, and I said that, and they would laugh at me. Water is dehydrating. And they would laugh at me. Not, I mean, in a funny way. A lot of them were good people. One was bad, without even knowing it, but whatever. And then the other thing, is that medicine is not medicinal. It doesn't work. Things like that. But as we are beginning to see through all the lies of this world, but maybe this shouldn't be the program. Maybe they're going to come and arrest me, the police state. The police say, because I've never done political. I've thought political commentary. Have you guys thought political commentary? I think you have. Super pleasant grandma of the stream. Who is that? Is that Joodles? I'm not saying she's a grandma. You're not a grandma. She is not. She's super hot. She's number one, super hot, but she is very knowledgeable. She is judgmental. She is willing to criticize your host, Lewis Schaffer. No shame. She just thinks, you know what? She's looking for inconsistencies in what I say. Lewis, if you were not on Headliners, you didn't watch. Thank you, Andy. That's what I like to hear. That's what I need to hear. I mean, at the early show, we have Claire. Claire is here, and she always says something nice about me. And that's lovely, and that's why it's nice if you guys say something nice. I prefer the nice because it's a smaller audience. Yeah, well, I guess if we're an audience. What did I do here? What did we just jump ahead? Okay, hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. Oh my God, I've already lost the thread already. Are you talking about Nick wanted to punch me in the face? Yeah, he hated me for a while. Maybe still does. The thing about Nick is a certain type of person. He wants to be taken seriously, and he should be taken seriously. I prefer the night, Rocket League says, spelled wrongly, and someday he'll change it. I prefer the night because it's a smaller audience, so more interaction with the chat. And Lewis, yes, it's good to talk to everybody. And it's good not to feel like really rushed. I agree with you. I think Nick's always appreciate. He didn't always appreciate me. I think he grew to see what I was doing and to see that I wasn't a threat to him and that he came across. He's very funny. And I think people, they grew to like Nick because they just thought Lewis is messing up his act and poor Nick. I don't know. Did you like Nick? I like Nick. Thank you, Ulrich. Ulrich is relatively new to the group, too. Group hugs. We're hugging each other. Lewis, luckily, my TV hit Andrew Neil. He's not on the show, and I don't know why he's not on the show. I think he thought it was going to be like the BBC immediately, but the BBC and people who like the BBC have sabotaged GB News, sabotaged them. So he left, but maybe he'll be back. Yeah, I guess. Lewis, like, okay, group hug. MC Scott is into that. What does that red hand mean? What does the pink hand mean? It's the gay people. Is that what that is? A pink hand? How did GB News know and think to contact you? Well, it's because of Andrew Doyle, and because I did Comedy Unleashed and I worked with Andrew Doyle before. I mean, I really like Andrew Doyle. He's like such a good guy. He's like such a good guy. There are very few bad. I'm not saying this. I was going to say something about how right-wing comedians seem to be nicer. I guess maybe because we're not given the benefit of the doubt. I think because we don't have to be angry, that we got to be nice to people and fake it. Right. I remember a night Nick, this is Judels, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girlfriend. I remember a night Nick absolutely wanted to punch me in the face. Yes, he did. One night, because I had won a prize. I'd won a prize by Martin Gourlay, beautiful Martin Gourlay. You don't know him; he wasn't on the team, but he was really funny, and he just knocked my prize off the table. And I think he realized he had done something wrong, and that I might punch him. Some people actually think about Macho Man. I don't think Judels does, but some people do. They think about Macho Man. Hello to Joyce. Yes, Selaire says hello to Joyce. Hello, Selaire. That means fast, and Audax means brave and fast. I used to be brave. I used to be fast, and now I'm not fast anymore. But I'm not. I guess I'm more brave. You got to be brave when you're not young and fast. Lewis, did I tell you my is now at 34 centimeters? No, you didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that. I'll have to come and measure it. I'll have to come and measure it if you want me to. Chris Murray. Well, I blame GB News. You know what it is? It's a business, number one. It's politics, number two. And we're in Britain, number three. They tried their best, and they're doing their best. And they've been told, don't have that guy on. So you can't blame GB News for this. You can't. It makes a lot of people on our stream happy. They have it on the background watching it all the time. Judel says, hey, Joyce. Okay. No time is enough to expect, Lewis. No time is enough. I don't know what that means. You're an engine, Lewis. I don't know if I am, but I think it's like there are certain things that I do. I think of myself as incredibly lazy, but I have run 2 marathons. You can't be lazy and run a marathon. I run 2 of them. I run two marathons. So maybe I'm not lazy. And maybe this is the secondary part of our life, right? This is the secondary part of our life. I think GB News is good. If they don't have me on, I'll move on to something else. It'll be the best thing to happen to me, and I will thank them. I've already done this 288 times. That's a lot of times, and it's making me stronger. I mean, some of the shows are not that great, but some of them are pleasant. Aren't they pleasant? And considering I should have guests, and I've been told I should have guests. We should have content. I don't want to have content. I just want to have me talking and you talking. I'm reading everybody. I don't think there's any stream like this, where Lewis Schaffer, an internationally famous TV, stage, film, GB News celebrity, is talking to the little people, right? Is there anything like this? No, I don't think there is. It makes it unique. And I'm trying to be as authentic as possible, even if I have to fake it, even if I've got to fake the authenticity. But I think that it can make a dull show. It can make a really interesting show. Like when you come, Joyce, when you come, if you're in the London area on the 10th of February, come and see me. That's 20, oh my God. Oh my God, it's about 20 days away, 3 weeks away. I've got to write an entire act. I have not told a joke in a very long time. So I'm going to have to do an entire act. The chance it can go horrific, but then you might sit there and say, "Oh my God, that's Lewis Schaffer. That's the guy that I know. He's just like he is on the TV. He's just like he is on the live stream, right? Don't you want that? I think you want that. Do you want that? Whether you want it or not, that's what you're getting. How did you? Okay, Rocket says that. Lewis, you really stood out in a good way. Thank you, Andy. Well, I tried my best. I was very nervous in the beginning because my mind is screaming, this is bullshit. This is all these non-story news stories, you know, that and I got yelled at to say, how can you criticize the stories? Because the stories are lies. And that's what I tried to do. I tried to criticize mainstream media. The BBC, which is not even mainstream media because it's propaganda for the state. Another Tory defected to reform today. It's like every other, yes. And I was the first person after the election to say the Tories are dead. I was one of the first people to say that the Tories have no right to be in power anymore. And I was also one of the first people to say that Labor is dead too. So let them die. Let them die. I mean, am I allowed to say that? I'm not from this country, so maybe it's none of my business. I mean, you guys don't do that. You guys have never said to me, Lewis, maybe you shouldn't say that. Have any of you ever said that to me? Good man, Lewis, says Streaky Bacon. I like when you were sticking with your unpopular opinions against other panelists on GB News. That's what I do. I'm from America. I'm from New York. I'm a Jew. I'm going to fight for my right to party. It's also more fun. It's also more fun. And I'm also sitting there thinking, and this is the thing about me that can be really annoying. Really, really annoying. I'm a contrarian. So if they say, if the main group of people say something, I'm going to say, I don't believe that. Right? Is that right? That's just the way I think. Thank you, Streaky Bacon, for saying that. Can we not go there, Andy? Have you been? Let's not go there. I mean, girls, they like some men to think that. Some men to think that. Yes, Streaky. They were the best bits. Yeah, when I was saying something that is completely unacceptable, and they're thinking, "Oh my God, we're going to get in trouble." Got so many complaints from Ofcom. Kerry Mack is here. Hello, beautiful Kerry Macca. Okay. I don't want to talk about Benjamin Butterworth, but we need to support Israel, and I'm a proud supporter of Israel. I haven't always been a proud supporter. I knew trouble was coming. I could see trouble coming. Northern Ireland's hanging clean at you tonight. What does that mean? Northern Irons Northern Irons hanging clean out you tonight, Andy. What does that mean? What language are we speaking? What language? Yeah, because the mainstream media have been lying to us. And every time we believe something, you have to think to yourself, have I been lied to? Have we been lied to by the BBC, by ITV, by the newspapers, whoever it is? Or have we been told the truth? Okay? Can you an English accent? Can you do Jay Pickford? Welcome back, Jay Pickford. I have not seen you in a while. Welcome, welcome back. Jay Pickford is back. This is all too serious. Well, yeah. The thing about comedy is, and Lewis Schaffer is expert in comedy, is that with English comedy, with any comedy, is you start with a serious premise, and then something funny comes from it. You don't start from a funny premise and something serious comes from it. That's called labor politics. When you start with something funny and you realize you've just been screwed. Joodles would change Lewis in a life in a positive way, and they should get together. Yes, I've said that. I'm saying that to you, Joodles. You would change my life in a positive way. You would. So there you go. Thank you, Alex. What does Joodles say about that? Yeah. Chris Murray comes in there and says, "That's so true. You were speaking like this and being so honest. It was really unique. I felt you were done wrong by GB News, but you filled in the blanks there, and definitely you were a bigger person. Thank you for saying that. I wasn't done wrong by GB News. I was there for 2 or 3 years. The fact we're having this stream is because of GB News. So something good has happened. Something good has happened. This country is doing bad because Ofcom is messing with GB News, because of the BBC is messing with GB News. But GB News has not done badly with me. They're under a lot of pressure. Joodles says, "Don't even joke. Why can't you even think about this, Joodles? You can say whatever you like. It's why we love you." Thank you, Alex. And you can say whatever you want. Yeah. My rabbi doesn't love you. He doesn't love me. Why doesn't he love me? A lot of Jews think, oh, this is making trouble for the Jews because they blew the hell out of the Gazans. This is bad for the Jews. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe it. I mean, it's something that sometimes bad things have to be done. They have to be done. Maybe it's not as much that's in it for you. Ha ha, Joodles. Yeah, I mean, what's in it for Joodles? She can be with an internationally famous, I'm raising up the thing, famous TV and comedy celebrity. Right? Why not? Why not? Okay. In my opinion, in my Andy, are you from Northern Ireland? Well spotted, Joyce. What did Joyce say? Did I miss something that Joyce said? And Joyce, because Joyce is new here, and the people who are new, is that if I don't read your comment, and it's an important comment, please reprint it, and I will probably read it because I've got no content here. This is what I've got. This is all too serious. Yeah, you know that song. What is that song? This all too serious song. Um, Hold on, I'll tell you what the song is. I gotta. Do you remember the whatchamacallit, the cat thing? What's the cat thing called? The Top Cat. Remember I played a little bit of the Top Cat, and I got a strike against me. They said it wasn't a strike, but they're unhappy. They said it's not affecting anything, but they are unhappy. It's all too serious. Is that the song? What is the song? It's all too serious. Maybe that's not the song. Isn't there a song by It's all mysterious. It's all you could take this seriously. I don't remember what the song is. I don't remember what the song is. Here's Jules contacting me, telling me do not no, it's not that. Okay. Okay, that's so true. You speaking like this and being so honest. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Uh, I'm going to put my glasses on. I do not need glasses, but I'm putting them on. I'm putting them on. I have my glasses. My son saw them and said, are these your new glasses? Because he knows I don't approve of glasses. I try to get my son. My son is wearing them all the time. It's killing his eyes. It's killing his eyes. I wear these just to make, maybe I could make it a bit bigger. a bit bigger here. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Come on, go back, go back. Um, okay, I'm back on track. I'm back on. Why doesn't your rabbi like me, Alex? I think there are a lot of Jews who don't like me. They just want this whole thing to go away. Keep it down. Keep it down. Don't make trouble. There's an old joke of two Jews. They're at the firing line. They're about to be shot to death. Can you picture this? This is a joke. Two Jews. I think I maybe said this before. Two Jews about to be shot to death, and one screams at the guy who's going to kill him, the leader of the thing. Where's our cigarette? Where's my cigarette? We get a last cigarette. Okay? And we know the rules. You have to give us a last cigarette. And the other Jew elbows the guy and says, "Shh, don't make trouble." That's one of my favorite jokes. I don't know if you're laughing. I don't know if you understand it. I don't know if you understand it and don't get it. Chris Murray says, Andy finished his sentence with "so am I," which is a real tell for someone from Northern Ireland, in which it was Joodles who noticed. Okay, there you go. Well, that's why Joodles is so powerful in this stream. In this stream, she's powerful because she notices little details like this and remembers it. She remembers what I say and says, "Oh, you're inconsistent." Dave Toby is back. Top Cat, yeah, I sang that song Top Cat, and I played part of it because people call Top Cat something different in this country, and I got into trouble. I don't like getting into trouble that way. Andy's from Northern Ireland, like you say you're from. I don't know whether that's true or not, but you say you're from Northern Ireland. You wouldn't be the first woman to lie to me. Women, they're horrible. They're horrible. So Jay Pickford are you different than Jay Plockford? Top Cat was officially boss cat in the U.S. Yeah, that's exactly true. Jay Plockford. Who's the difference between Jay Plockford and Jay Pickford? Some legal rubbish connected to a cat food brand. Yes, as an adult, I was blown away to discover it was based on Sergeant Bilko. Sergeant Bilko was one of those shows that was weirdly popular in the 1950s. It was like anti-establishment. They were like crooks. They were just trying to get away with not working. And this was like in a very busy time. But by the time I was a kid in the 1960s, I was born in 1957, we never even heard of it. Never even heard of Sergeant Bilko. He was like dead. Remind me of the whereabouts, Chris. Where are you from again? That's well funny, to be fair to you. What is well funny? What did I say? That's well funny. I've said a lot of things about you. Some of it you could easily have gotten upset about. I only have an online rabbi these days. Yeah, maybe that's what we need. Maybe I'll be your online rabbi. I always wanted to be a rabbi. I wanted to be the leader. I wanted to get attention. I'm an attention seeker. Look, Jesus, Lewis, stop. Or what did I say? What did I say that's well funny? Plockford doesn't play for Everton. Is that why you had to change your name? Is that why? Because we got Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford. Oh my God. He's put his bins on now. Yes, a bins glasses. Yeah. I mean, I did because this makes it easier for me to see it. I don't need to, and maybe it's bad for my eyes. I love Phil Silvers. Yeah, he was amazing. He was Comrade Cat in the USSR. Is that true, or is that a joke, Streaky Bacon? It could be a funny. The Sergeant Bilko show used unique camera angle methods that were game-changing to the whole genre. I did not know that, MC Scott. Richard Hawkins is back. Fantastic. Good to see you again, Richard. Evening, Lewis. And I'm from Northern Ireland, too. We've got a lot of Northern Irish people here. Joodles is from Northern Ireland. Lucy, when she's from Northern Ireland. Carrie Mack is from Northern Ireland. Kinsey from Northern Ireland. I heard Phil Silvers became a recluse and watch endless episodes. This is what happens. It's so hard to make a TV show. It's so specific to the time period. What else can you do except write it? I don't watch my old stuff. I'm going to have to because I'm going to have to prepare. I'm going to have to prepare. I'm going to have to tell old jokes and maybe some new jokes. And maybe at some point I'll cry. Maybe I'll just scream at the audience. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure what you know of Northern Ireland, Lewis, but my town has a flag on every lamppost, and Israel is celebrated here in Helm's Deep. Well, I think it should be because I think there's a lot of similarity between Israel and Northern Ireland, where you've been living there for 400 years, yet they want you to move out. F them, fuck them, you know? Where do the Celts come from? Are they naturally Irish? No, they moved from Spain, wherever they came from. So we've got to learn to live together. We, Chris Murray, I'm with you. We got to learn to live together. I mean, I'm no big. I mean, to me, what's the old joke is the guy hears that the mayor of Dublin was Jewish. Did you hear this joke? The mayor of Dublin was Jewish, and he goes, only in America. Another one of my favorite jokes. Kinsey and Chris both vanished in the summer, Alex. People come back. They will come back or they don't come back. It's not the end of the world. People have so many things to do. The fact that we are here, is amazing. The fact that I'm still doing this is amazing. The fact that you're still doing it and you're meeting people and making friends and learning from Lewis Schaffer. They left back in August, I think, but they're fine. Yeah, says Joe. And maybe they'll come back. Maybe I'll send them a message saying, come on back. But you know what it is? If people don't want to listen, they don't have to listen. Richard Hawkins was born in Southwark. I and the majority of Northern Ireland stand with Israel. Okay. I mean, I stand with a British, Anglo-Saxon, Jutes, Irish, Scottish, Pict, Cumbrian, Ireland, and Irish. And Christian. I stand for a Christian Ireland. Ireland has a worse problem ahead than Protestants and Catholic troubles. I think maybe they're beginning to realize that. Maybe this could be the best thing that happened to them is waking up and realizing, we don't like. I remember one of the comedians. I don't remember who did it. He used to have a bit, which are jokes connected with each other, talking about the Irish and the Catholic and the Protestants and the Catholics. And he would say, what are they fighting over? They're fighting over we sit down during prayers and you stand up. It was ridiculous. Correct streaking in the South is much worse than the North. Yeah. We've got to realize we got to get together. We got to get together because all I know is love will save the day. Plot game was too hard. Plot game was too hard. I don't know what you mean by that. We all have to breathe. Yes, we have to breathe. And we have eventually, you shouldn't gang up on countries, I believe. And there's only one America, and we cannot save the world. Let's hope Donald Trump will try to save the world. Where did Andrew Rubin? What did he write with no comma? What did you write with no comma? Christian sects can learn to live together, Lewis, period. But Muslims cannot look around the world. Cannot. Oh, I see. Yeah, you got to put a comma in there. But Muslims, maybe you need Muslims. Muslims cannot, period. Capital L, look around the world. Let's get our punctuation right, everybody. Come on, let's get going on this. Correct. Okay. I'm with you. I am with you. Lewis, do you think the Americans will be able to run a football tournament better than the Africans managed tonight? I didn't see what's going on. Is that the African Cup? Is that what they're doing? What are they doing there? And where in Africa? Where in Africa are they doing? Can they do anything right? He hasn't got his glasses on. Laugh out loud. I don't need them on. I can read everything here. I can read everything. Okay. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to see everywhere without glasses. And because I was locked in during the COVID times, because I've been here, I didn't do much reading in the COVID times, but here I'm spending 3 hours a day reading these fakakta messages, and they can make your eyes go bad. They can make your eyes go bad. I knocked the game off 10 minutes before it ended, as my bet had lost. Looks like I missed the best part. Streaky bacon. What match are you talking about? He's still managing to deafen me every time he smashes that cup down on the table. Sorry. I mean, okay. And you know what? What's his name? Chinese Elvis complained about me too. Is it too loud? But I do appreciate you saying that, Joodles. I do. I do. I do. Anyway, so Celier says, you did streaky. Morocco penalty last kick of the game, and Senegal walk off the pitch for 20 minutes. What happens? If they walked off the pitch, they should have lost the game. Isn't that how it works in football? They basically, what do they do when that happens? That's a forfeit. The World Cup is in the Americas this year. Well, I hope it turns out okay. I mean, America's not a football country because nothing personal. In America, it's gay. Nothing personal. It's gay. And nothing against gays. It's considered to be a girls' game, football. Nobody, in theory, nobody gets hurt. They're not hit. I mean, they could be hit in the head with the ball, whatever, from heading the ball. Okay, but it's not like football around the world, which they're less brutal than they used to be. Does anybody disagree with me? You probably know more about American football than I know. It's right beside the mic, Lewis. Yes, it's loud. Okay, I believe you, Joodles. I'm not mad at you, Joodles. Please forgive me, Joodles. Please forgive me. Listen to what Alex said about us. Listen to what Alex said. Yeah, mate. A Panelka or a WF is called mist. What is a Panelka? What is a Panelka? Tell us more, Celair. Why? What is he saying? Why don't we ask Lewis? Lewis, ask Celair to tell. Why was it a joke? Is that what you want to know? Why was Morocco or Senegal walking off the pitch? A girls' game. I mean, they used to get kicked all over the pitch, but that's not quite girly. I'm saying in America, it's a girls' game. In this country, it's a man's game, which is why tough women play it, because it's a man's game. In America, guys play it, but they're getting better and better at it, guys. I mean, I've spoken to lots of people who went to America to teach football to the guys. I think it ended with fighting in the crowd. Plod involved the lot. That means the police are the plod. The referee lost control. I mean, it's very scary. It's very scary to be a ref. It's really scary. Maybe not in Premier League football. And they think they can run a continent. Or whatever. Okay. Oh, Jesus, Celair. I didn't watch it. It sounds like a good game. Senegal walked off the pitch because the ref gave Morocco a penalty last minute. And yeah. Who was the ref? Was the ref a Muslim? Because Morocco is basically a Muslim country. Oh my God! Was it a penalty? I mean, that's one of the things that I do not like about football, is that you have to win outstandingly, because the referees have too much power, and they can change a game. Am I right about that? They can change the game because games are so low scoring. Every goal, every penalty, every VAR changes the game. I've been traveling from Belfast to Manchester since 1966. Wow. Why is that? Is that because of George Best playing for Manchester United? Definitely a penalty, but 2 minutes before, the ref ruled out a Senegal winner. So does that mean Senegal is going to be out of the cup? What cup is it? It's the African Cup, I guess. Is that what it is? The African Cup. Streaky Bacon says this, and I listen to Streaky Bacon. You know that I do. It says, it will be shown on the news, and if you laugh at the Africans, you will get a knock on the door by Prevent. Yeah. Well, Jedster sent me a video, which I can't watch on my phone. I've tried it numerous times. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. I mean, you're making a joke, obviously, but it's possible in this country. It's possible. Because diversity is the most important thing to these people, not the success of the country. Another U.S. YouTuber explained American gun culture in a way that I understood. Americans see the gun as a tool that built the USA. Yes, it was a tool. Us Brits don't see guns that way at all, but it makes sense. It's a tool. It prevents authoritarianism. We don't have guns. Look at what's happening in Iran. They took away all the weapons and all the guns. They took them away from people. So when they want to riot, they get suppressed. Yes, that's right. Very good point. It's like the story about the British who went into Vermont. They were told that the Americans were in Vermont, but they weren't told that the Americans all had guns. And when they went into Vermont, they were, it did not end well. AFCOM, African Cup of Nations, final tonight. Who is in the final? Isn't the game over? They're basically the same time zone as us. Okay, Richard, I appreciate you saying that. When you come back the next time, you don't have to say you're leaving. You just have to go. You go away, and then when you come back, you say, "I couldn't stay the last time because I had to." Whatever it is, it's a pity the U.S. But good to see you, Richard. Richard Hawkins. It's a pity the U.S. doesn't have a gun culture. UK doesn't have a gun culture in many respects, but this is the way the cards fall. That's Scott. That's such a British way of thinking. And I think it's a mistake to think like that. We should fight for guns. We need guns in this country. Do we not, MC Scott? If we had guns, the people would be nicer. That's why there's no customer service here. You go into a pub and you sit there at the counter, and they could at least just give you a look and say you are next while they're helping somebody else. Or I'll be right with you. You're next. But they don't do that. So you got to sit there and wonder, this guy noticed me? That makes me so angry. Everybody, guns are good. And I grew up in a home that never had any guns. I agree, Lewis. Keep the guns in the U.S. That's like the Ronald Reagan joke. Senegal and Iraq, as Stella was telling us. Oh, that's tonight. Oh, I get it. Okay, sorry. So it looks like Morocco is going to be the winner of the thing, the whole thing. I don't get a feeling that they're a really good football team. I've been to Morocco. Undercurrent of danger. Why do American women have big perms and two chins, like a Vietnamese footballer? They have Corsai. Good to see you, Corsai. Because even fat women in America want to look good. They all have nice nails. They all have nice hair. Yes, they're fat. It's disgusting. But a lot of them don't think they're fat. Even though they're fat, I think they're fat. Yeah, I didn't know it was Morocco versus Senegal. What channel was it on? What channel? The UK needs guns. Just what I said above. The UK does need guns. Yes. Rabat was all geared up to party in the small hours, but Senegal spoiled the party. What was the final score? Can you tell us what the final score? Yes, fire sticks are better than loaded fries. Loaded fries. You can have both of those things. I mean, I'm telling everybody here how to lose weight. I need to be in America helping those people. Did Somalia win? Oh, Somalia won, but not. No, Somalia won. Oh my God! Just as they're about to be kicked out of America. Being noticed is important, but only entertainers like Lewis can control it. Well, that's very interesting. You mentioned that, Keith. You have to learn how to control your desire for attention, basically. And also, I've been doing this for 33 years almost, 32 years. And so I've gotten a lot of attention. No, the UK better without guns. There are too many nutters over here, Lewis. Yes, there are. Maybe that's why you're afraid of having guns, because, somebody plants a tree that goes over your boundary line and you're going to shoot them, possibly. That's a good point. That's a good point, Andrew Rubin. Oh, scrub that then. Period. It did appear. Cheers, Lewis. 1-0. I don't understand how the game. Okay, well, that's Somalia. So it wasn't Senegal. It was Somalia. All those countries are alike to me. True, everyone gets trigger happy. Yes, Joe, they do. You got a gun in your hand, they do. We never had guns in the town that I grew up in. And not only that, in New York, they basically outlawed it. I hope the law changes where they won't outlaw it. I think anybody should be able to buy a gun. Anyone, even people with a criminal record or drug dealers or whatever. Don't you agree? Somalia lost to Mandela United in the semifinals. Mandela United, what does that mean? South Africa? Anna Firth is hating on reform now on GB News, saying everyone is for Tory. Yes, I'm not for Tory, but we all had the reason why they're reform is because the Tories lied to us. Is that right? They're a bunch of lying CNT, whatever it is. I think my comment on guns not censored, or he's not gotten all the message. What did you say, Joodles? I didn't see your message. You know me, I would automatically read your messages. I don't see what your message is about guns. Am I allowed to discuss this? Maybe they're gonna. I mean, this is like a police. This is YouTube. It's an American company, basically. Okay? So can you rewrite that, Joodles? Does having weight have benefits like surviving a cave, hibernating through the winter, like a bear? It can, but the problem is people don't lose it when they come out of the cave. They keep on eating in the cave. Keith, that is very, very right about that. Keith more than conquers. There's a guy, his name is Richard Johnson, Dr. Richard Johnson, Colorado, and he's got a theory about this, about eating, about bears eating. What are they eating? To get fat. They eat carbs to get fat. That's what they eat. They eat carbs to get fat. I thought the same. Are you on live chats? I am on live chats. Yes, I am. It says live chats. Are you more political now, Lewis, compared to before you moved to the UK? What do you mean by political? Have I chosen a team? I mean, I've always. I used to be like a communist, and then I became a libertarian, and now I'm an NAZI, I guess, as a joke. I don't know if I am. Do I seem more political about? What did you say, Jules? About ye Keith. About you, Keith. What does that mean? About you, Keith. About you, Keith. I handed in my reform members back to Nigel in a very curt message on X. I mean, he's in a difficult position. I don't know who else. What else is going to happen? Are people going to abandon him to go with Tommy Johnson, who I respect, or think he's doing okay? Or what's his name? What's the guy's name? What's his name? I forget the guy's name. Okay. I did the same, Rubes, and I still tried to take the subscription again in December. What does that mean? What do you mean about you? Is how Northern Irish say, how are you? How are you? Okay, well, just remember, I'm reading everything that you are saying, Jude. Everything that you're saying. I mean, I think there are lots of conservatives who realize the country. Kemi Badenoch does not think the country is screwed. Do you think the country is screwed? I think it's in a really bad way. Really, and the way the future looks is also bad. Okay, so why not? Why not? What else? I mean, if you're in the Tories and you're thinking things are bad, and the Tories are being led by someone who wasn't even raised in this country, then you can't be a Tory. You can be sort of a Tory. You can agree with a lot of the Tory policies. I mean, it's like there are circles, Venn diagrams. In North America, it seems, this is Keith speaking, it seems that the people used to be able to live without being political, but now it's different, more like the UK. Yes, we're in a wartime zone. We're in a wartime zone. People are going crazy when they're letting in 20 million people into the country to vote Democratic, and you do not want the Democrats. That can make you crazy. When you think that Donald Trump is stopping the free exchange of people over the border, that can make you crazy. So that's the story, Keith. We need Ben Habib and Rupert Lowe. Yeah, maybe we do, but are they going to take over? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Nigel Farage. I don't know. Maybe he isn't. Maybe he isn't the only game in town. It is an extremely bad way, Lewis. The future is effing horrible. Even when reform gets in. Yes, it is. Like, look at Donald Trump. People should be like really supporting Donald Trump, but the left are going mental over it. I mean, he could lose in the next election. Who knows what the story is? But Donald Trump is made of BALLS, basically. The bank warned me, Judel says, that cause of the antiquated way reform set it up, they wouldn't be able to stop the renewal if they tried to take it. It's not a direct debit or a standing order or a normal sub. So you're paying for the renewal even though you wanted it canceled. Is that what you're saying, Judels? I like Kemi, although she's not tough enough. We need a leader. We need Churchill to come in. We need someone to go, F you. And I like Kemi. She's lovely. She's lovely, but she's not the right person for the job. That's what I seem like. If I met her, I find her very attractive. I find her hot. I would do her, I guess. I love Paul Thorpe's groveling apology to Nick Tanconi for pushing people towards reform. Nick in Exeter yesterday was having a laugh at all the influencers who did the same. Tusi, Tommy, etc. Reform is a joke. Is that what you're saying? You're gonna have to explain that a bit more. I was born in the Antrim side of the Lagan River, Keith. So he's also from Northern Ireland. I guess we're all sort of from Northern Ireland. Deriaki, says Keith. I think she's earning her corn, Corsai. She has had years to hone her skills. Yeah, she's got skills. We don't need skills. We need heart and passion. Do we not? Am I wrong about this? Heart and passion. I think so. We don't need to know her skills. We need her to fight for England, as in England or Britain, or the Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Cornish, to fight for the people, the Christians who live in this country, people who believe in democracy who live in this country. So that's what I think. Did I get a bit too excited there? I apologize for that. I think she's earning okay. So Andrew Rubin says, Judels, luckily the card I paid for it on has been replaced. So I think it should be okay. Well, that's just for you. So you're saying, Judels, you might have to cancel is it a direct debit? I don't understand how those work. I never used those in America, but I've been here for 25 years. Direct debit. What's the other one besides a direct debit? Farage has become another grifter. I think he's always been a grifter. He strikes me as a grifter. That's too strong a word. Can anyone in this country, comma, without looking it up, comma, spell and pronounce Kemi's full actual name? He has a German name because she's married to a German guy. Without looking it up. Spell and pronounce Kemi's full actual name. Badenoch. Badenock. Is that right? Badenock. Tories will switch her out last minute before the elections, I feel. Yes, they will, because they think it'll help. It won't help. The Tories are dead. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like the Tories. There's a gap in Kemi's teeth. Do you know that having a gap in... I never had a gap, but now I have a gap. Do you know that in India it's considered a sign of beauty? A gap in the teeth. It means your mouth is wide. Did you know that? Carl Benjamin was, I think it's with a C, was making an Andrew Gold squirm. Carl wanted Gold to agree that England should be governed by English people. Gold replies, it depends what you mean by English. He's right. Well, what do you mean by English? Are black people English? Are Jews English? Okay. What do you mean by English? If you're born in England, does that make you English? I'd like to have a discussion about this. I think this is an important thing to have a discussion about Vatanai. What do you mean by what? Lewis is the GOAT. Has his shrink is not in his league. I'd like to be the GOAT, but we need someone with heart. You gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles and miles of heart. When the odds say you'll never win, that's when they'll win. I'm more optimistic today than I was when we started this stream. Much more optimistic, because I'm talking to you guys. Okay, it was beautiful, Keith. I'm very proud of you. Let's see how Derry Agi turns out. Let's be nice. I think this country needs an English leader. An English leader or a British leader who's going to fight for England, maybe from Scotland or Ireland, who's going to fight for this country. Or maybe a plain English person. Can you be English and be a Jew? Yes, because there's so much intermarriage for hundreds and hundreds of years in this country. So I believe yes. Do you disagree with me? Do you believe with me? Can you answer that question? Lewis has stopped teaching us spelling and the King's English. I should focus more on it. It does bother me every time you don't use an apostrophe on your. Carrie Badenoch. That's how I spell it. With an H. With an H. Yes, I spelled it wrong. With an H. It does indeed. I'm reporting what was discussed. Benjamin was saying only well-established English folk can understand how to run the country. At the present war situation, the answer is yes. You don't want to have to question someone's... I'm getting a bit of cheese. I don't think that's racist. Do you think that's racist? The Vatanai. I am not saying you can't be white and an English person. I believe you can be black. I'm from America. We've got black Americans and Jewish Americans and even Muslim Americans. But in this country, during a war situation, which we are in a war situation, you need someone who actually was born in this country. Lewis, the wife of Bath in the Canterbury Tales, had a gap between her teeth, which meant she was up for sex, apparently. Okay, well, there you go. Well, that was a dirty, dirty book written in the 1300s. That's a long time ago. That's over 700 years ago. How about a comedy musical? You gotta have heart. Yeah. Seems you're stubbornly ignoring my comment. I don't ignore anyone's comment, Scott. I ignore some comments if I think that they might be construed in a bad way. Okay. But I haven't been ignoring. Rewrite the comment and I will read it. Lewis. English is not an immunity to the bubonic plague. Well, what does that mean? I don't understand what you mean. A black American is claiming asylum in the UK. Well, so is what's her name? So is Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, she's in Ireland. Or what's the other woman? What's the comedian? I forget her name. No, we have no, period. We have black English people here in the UK. I agree with that. I think that they can be considered. If you, in America, if you love America, you are an American. It doesn't even matter where you live. If you're in Somalia and you love America, you're an American. But if you come to America and you do not love America and you rip America off, you're not an American. Even if you were born in America, and came from generations and generations of Americans, okay, you're not an American. And I feel the same way about Britain. Am I British? I'm not British, but I love this country. So I'm closer to being British than someone who was born in this country who hates this country. And when I say this country, I mean Scotland, Ireland, Picts, Jutes, Cornish, Welsh. And I don't mention the Welsh enough. Welsh. You cannot be black in English. Says who? What about the Huguenots? The Huguenots who came to this country years ago. Nigel Farage is a French name. Is he not English? Sorry, Marianne is here. Marianne from Peekskill, New York. She can tell you. Maybe she'll agree with me. Welcome back, Marianne. I shouldn't be eating when the show is on. I should not be eating when the show is on. But Marianne is from Peekskill. Slap. I'm not slapping my mouth. Lewis, you live in Peckham, which is the black capital city in the UK. Yes, it's true. It's true. You cannot have mass immigration. Mass immigration can it basically changes the country. But a lot of these people, I got my friend who was here the other day. Brother Culture. Do you remember when Brother Culture was here? And he was speaking out for England. He's black. Or Dexter, he's Indian. If you love this country, if you don't want it changed irreparably, okay, when you love your country, it used to be that it would mean you would or could contribute to the country. Exactly right. And the Somalis in America have done very bad things to America, stealing billions, maybe 10, $20 billion. That's like the budget of England. Lewis, do American people really care for Brits? Or are we like a plague carrying rats to them? I think we used to care about you a lot more than we do now. I think we see, not you, but we see it as leftist problems who are denying free speech, which goes against America. But Americans, we never spoke ill about British people. Ever. I agree with Carl. Let's see what Marianne says. Marianne says hello. Marianne McCarr is here, says Alex. She's from Peekskill, New York. What I said, Marianne, I said, if you love America, you are an American. If you don't love America, like these Democrats, they don't love America. A lot of them. Then I don't think that they're Americans. I agree with Carl Benjamin. Carl Benjamin. How can you really feel love and passion for a country? There are too many MPs who are more interested in their homeland than us. Yes. And you could say I'm more interested in Israel. Yeah. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. You know who said that? John F. Kennedy said that. Ask not what your country can do for you. These people aren't even asking. They're just taking. Half of them are taking. Somalian fraud is a drop in the ocean compared to how much the Zionists have milked the U.S. That is completely not true because it's all above board. They went into Congress and they asked for the money, and we don't even know. And we want Israel to live. Israel is our weapons base against the whole torrent of Islamicists. So you should fight for Israel. If we need a guest host from the Trump family. Yeah, we do. I'd love to. Some of them are quite good looking. And that's what makes America great. They got very good looking Republicans. I mean, I wouldn't even say that they're Republicans anymore. The Windrush story was and is a massive lie that gets repeated every year. Well, why do we have to invite people in? It was just a money-making scheme for the council so they wouldn't have to pay top dollar for bus drivers. A lie. JFK's father was a gangster, corrupted family, yes. Yes. And he wanted to bring a bit of respectability to the country. Mary Ann, speaking to Joodles, it was quiet, one of two difficult moments, working towards making 2026 the best it can be. Well, I hope. All I know is this, Mary Ann. If this helps at all, seeing you here helps make it better for me, and I think for the group here. If we call this a group, I don't know if we call it a group, chatters, whatever we call it. Good woman, Mary Ann. You just need to get through. Yes, you need to get through. It's only a couple of years. Nation state is being undermined. That's right, and Israel is a nation state. But it even seems that the nation state was never really the people anyway. It was it was closer than globalist tyranny and warmongering. No, the nation state is a way to prevent globalism because it prevented empires. That's what globalism was. It was like saying all these countries in Europe that were part of the Habsburgs, the Hungarians, the Ottomans, they're all going to be broken up and they're going to be countries and it's not going to be an empire and they'll be nicer to people. Because they came here in good faith, made their lives, says Scott, MC Scott, got on with things in the face of adversity and stuck it out. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you need to let in billions and billions of people. It's such a small little place. There are no forests here. There are no mountains. Maybe a few couple of mountains. Loads of these foreign MPs want liberal laws here for immigrants while supporting tyrants in their homeland. And they want to spend our money abroad. No, I'm with you. I'm going to read that again. But loads of these foreign MPs want liberal laws here for immigrants while supporting tyrants in their homeland. Yes. And they want to spend our money. Yes. Prince Harry is flown in, and that makes me gay. Why does that make you gay? Because you know Prince Harry? Has he flown into the UK? The fact that he doesn't have security, that his brother won't give him security. I mean, that's a messed up family. I hate to say it, the royal family. I'm not a royalist. Yes, Lewis, you said it quite well, Keith. Okay. The Commonwealth made them British. On paper, I'd get the DNA argument, but legally, they are British. Here is what it means to be British. Okay? I'm not going to say. A gender recognition certificate makes me legally a woman, Rubes. But it doesn't make you a woman just because you got a little piece of paper. It's like, you know what that's like? That's like the Wizard of Oz. Look at my degree. I've got a degree. There should be no foreign MPs in Britain, only English, Welsh, Scots, and I agree with that totally, Streaky Bacon. I believe you have to be born in this country as a citizen and be a citizen. They shouldn't let me be an MP. Okay? They shouldn't. It should be only somebody living here. Okay, so here we go. Israel sold $5 billion in bonds to the USA since 1923, for Israel to fund war against the Hamas. Lots of Yanks getting rich in Israel. Okay, let's talk about that for a second, because I have bought bonds when I was a kid. We used to buy bonds for Israel. That's a bond. What does a bond sell there? It's giving a loan to Israel. It's giving a loan. Israel needed the money. They're in a state of war. Russia needs money. If you love Russia, you'd loan them some money. I heard Canadian taxpayer money is in several laundromats in the Ukraine. It's going round and round. It's going round and round. The Windrush peeps were giving citizenship. Okay, I'm not saying citizenship. I'm saying you need to be born in this country, not be given citizenship. You know? No. And the thing is I can't been to this country 25 years. I cannot vote. I can't vote in Southern. Every country right, Fatima is saying globalists don't want borders, that every country should have a right to decide who lives in the country. And that's what originally Europe was. And then the globalists took it off. Loan with interest, rich American. Yes, a loan with interest. That doesn't mean people are getting rich on it. It can't. It's not, what does that mean? Jews ripping off Jewish taxpayers? No, it's not about that. Not about ripping. If you believe in the nation state, and first of all, Egypt is getting more money than Israel. Do you know that? They get more benefit money. I think I made that up. It might not be true. And don't forget the Jews, Ulrich. Don't forget the Jews. MC, the Windrush turned up, uninvited and unwanted. They were a problem. They did not rebuild Britain after the war. Same time they arrived, we were losing people to Australia. Windrush, massive lies. Yeah, they were paying people to move to Australia, even back then. God save our gracious King. God save the bond thing. You can't argue with the bond thing. You can't argue, because in a state of war, countries need money. They need to borrow money. Why am I eating this? Okay, everybody. Let's go. Remember, towards the end of the show, I'm going to say how many people. What is the total? I'm eating mozzarella cheese. That's what I'm eating. We're in the land of the free debate and comedy. Once those are undermined, we're toast. Yeah. Comedy's been undermined in this country. You got to be afraid of everything that you say. The only reason I'm getting away with it is because I'm not taken seriously, number one. And number two, I need to hit more. I need to hit 2 million people watching this thing. I know you think we're in a state of war, but there is no actual war. We're in a state of war. We're in a state of invasion. 1,000 people a day are invading the country, and each of them are allowed to bring in 1,000. Are allowed to bring each one to 10 people. We're in a state of war. You can't unconvince me. I can feel. I mean, bombs aren't dropping yet. They're not exploding yet. But there's a fear around the country. So let me go check and see how many people, too many people going underground, too many. Can we all go to the stream and like the stream? Everybody, there's only like that. Everybody, like the stream. Can we go to Ko-fi, Ko-fi, Ko-fi.com at Lewis Schaffer and make a contribution. Over 100 of you have made contributions. That's so brilliant. It's really good. I don't like to ask for money because you think, oh, this is some Jew asking for money. But thank you very much for that. Number two, you can go to PayPal, Lewis Schaffer, or Patreon, Lewis Schaffer. and make a contribution that way, a longer contribution if you want to. Don't spend too much, but you can spend, you know, as you can. I don't know if you people are even working. You're retired or whatever we are. Okay, that's number one. Let's find out how many people have been watching this stream. And I'm going to ask every single one of you there how many people we have right now. To actually 19 people are liking the stream. That's good. Let's everybody join in and like the stream. How many people was the concurrent maximum in this stream? Do you like the way we're playing this game? Let's ask Joodles. No Kerms or Gnome all day long. Yeah, it's a bit sad. It's a bit sad. And no Russ. And no Russ. Gold was trying to repair the damage he did to his channel by having the guy who wanted to deport all foreigners, including Gold himself. He thought Carl would be less right-wing. What does that mean, Vatanari? Please explain that. Okay, let's find out. Let's find out. We've had basically a straight show. We've gone up a little bit in the beginning, and we've been straight for the entire show. 27 says Streaky Bacon. I have a number right here. 28.5. No, not Russ. Russ 1974. You can't expect another comedian to watch these shows. I mean, he's not here. I'm in the kitchen, so I have no producer. He's in the other room. What did you mean by that? About the Carl thing? The Carl thing. I don't know. He seemed like he was on my page, Andrew Gold. We know you just pretend to be upper class posh, Lewis. Yes. Yeah, look where I'm living. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Okay. So are we writing down the number? Tulipa's here too. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. You're coming a bit late. But that's good. Really good. Tulipa's here. We've had new people. We've had Marianne and Tulipa. We've had people. It's good. You're here. You're here. And I'm really happy to have you here. And I hope I haven't yelled at you. I haven't yelled at you too much. Israel is like Britain. Britain is an island surrounded by Muslims. Okay. And Europeans. And Israel is an island surrounded by Muslims. It's the exact same thing. It's too hard to explain here. Okay. I'll have to Google that then. The game is how many stone does Lewis Schaffer weigh? That's also, yeah, how many stone? How many stone do I weigh? I said it today. So now let's look at the top fans. Who have been the top fans on the stream? I got 27 names. We're going to start down at 2022. Hold on one second. What's going on here? That's not what I wanted. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, hold on. Don't go anywhere, anybody. Don't go anywhere. So here are the people who won. Chris Murray at 22. Thank you for coming in. Jay Plockford at 21. Keith More Than Conquers at 20. Thank you for being here, Keith. Six Badges at 19. Thank you. Joyce Boyd, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I hope I've been all right. I apologize if I haven't. Warmellian is 17. Richard Hawkins is 16. Kerry Macca is 15. Talipa comes in 14. John Van Dam is 13. So we're doing really well. Andy is 12. Marianne is 11. Rocket League is 10. Corsai is 9. Andrew Rubin is 8. Joe Warrior Princess is 7. So now we're doing really well. MC Scott, always a top person, is at 6. Streaky Bacon, rising up there, up to 5. Fontenay, very helpful today. Quotable, number 4. Sell there at Audax, number 3. Number 3. Number 3. And then the top 2. Oh my God, look at the top 2. Ulrich, Judels is number 2. And Ulrich is number 1. Wow, that's brilliant. Well, great to see Judels up there because she's always been a very strong participator in the stream. And there's Ulrich. So I want to thank you, Ulrich, for coming in. I want to thank you. I think this has been one of our best shows. Has it been a good show? Have you enjoyed the show? Oh, well, we've got to say who won the thing. 27. Let's see. 12. 11 stone. I'll have to see what I weigh. Hold on a second. I'll have to see what I weigh. 6.3 kgs in stone. Okay. You want to guess how much I weigh? Let's go back here. So did anybody say 28? Did anyone say 28? Well, also make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. No, 5:30. 5:30 tomorrow at 5. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30. Will you be there tomorrow at 5:30? I hope you will. Paul Yoward is here. Coming in late, but I do appreciate it anyway. We will see you tomorrow. I love you. I love you. We love, like the Rolling Stone says, we love you. We do. He didn't really mean it. But the Beatles says, all you need is love. They probably meant it because Paul McCartney was like that. Do you lose weight during the show? Yeah, we all lose weight, a little weight during the show. I lose about 100. When I sleep, I lose about 100 grams, 120 grams of weight. An hour. So I lose. If I go to sleep at 78, I wake up at 76 something. So that's something. We got 28 people. 28 people. Thank you, everybody. Who said 28? Did anybody say 28? Joe said 28, Joodles. Okay. Congratulations, Joe. Joe did 28. And how much do I weigh? You want to guess how much I weigh? Even though we're running out of time. How much do I weigh? This has been one of the best shows we've done. The best show we've done. Yeah, you lose weight when you make a poo or a pee. That too, but just breathing. That's where the fat goes. It gets broken down into oxygen. Carbon dioxide. You breathe in oxygen. I weigh 76 kilograms, 76.3, which is 12 stone. Almost exactly 12 stone. Okay, so we'll see you all. Ruben, no, 76. 76.3 is how much I weigh. Yeah, you're brilliant. Joodles is a bright girl. Bright girl. Not 16 stone, Talipa. Look at how thin I am. Look at how thin and beautiful I am, Talipa. Good luck, sir. Very entertaining night, all. And big up the supporters from Northern Ireland. Send us love, Lewis. I send you love. I send Northern Ireland love. I send all the nations of Great Britain love. and Sweden and Denmark and Germany, love, and Israel, love, and America, love, and America. Send us love, Lewis. You'd be hard pressed to find better wind to your sails. You guys have given me wind. I hope to see you again. I hope to see everybody again. We will see you soon. I love you. I'm going to stay on the stream for a couple of more minutes, and then we'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's going to be 5:30 p.m. tomorrow because my show, the radio show, is on at 5:30.